I'm a six-pack of Miller High Life.
I'm a doctor, maybe.
And together we're here to find out if Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is the greatest movie ever made.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Welcome to the greatest movie ever made, the show where we watch a movie and tell you if it's the greatest movie ever made.
I think it's time for the Marines.
A movie that is so thoroughly entertaining and compelling that while you're watching it, it's the only thing that matters in the world. Happy Halloween!
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Yes, it's Halloween. If you are listening to this on the day of its release, happy Halloween. A Merry Samhain to all.
There are no kids coming to your door for candy. You are not at a party. You are sitting alone in your house listening to this podcast?
Ideally in absolute darkness. Just in a fully darkened room, listening to our podcast alone. Yeah.
Justus, this has been a long time coming for us.
Yeah, this is like one of the movies. I would say Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is one of a handful of movies that sort of like were the impetus for us starting this podcast. Like, not just movies like this movie specifically is like one of the movies that made us be like, we should start a podcast where we talk about this and record it. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a journey to get to this one. We're on episode 110, and we're finally getting around to this kind of central entry in the TGMEM canon. Right?
Yes, it might not be important to movie history at large, but it's important to us.
It's important to us.
Damn it!
I would argue it's more important to film history at large than people realize, because a lot of really big people in the industry worked on this movie, and people from all sides of the industry, right? You have like Dick Warlock worked on this movie, legendary stunt coordinator, and one of the most influential like stuntmen of all time,
Right.
And also Dean Cundey shot this movie, who he would go on to later shoot a little film called Jurassic Park. Ever heard of it? So it's like, I think that this movie's place in film history is maybe a little bit more. I think it's a little bit of a sleeper titan, and people don't really realize like the influence that this movie had, because like it shaped a lot of it came at an influential point in a lot of these people's career before they were like really hot shit in Hollywood, but when they were like kind of honing their skills. This movie seems like it's a proving ground for a lot of like very big folks in the industry.
Yeah. Which sucks because it was famously unsuccessful and despised upon release.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into.
A funny thing that I read in ET's research is that the novelization of this movie was more successful than the movie itself, which I'm like, I wonder how many times that's happened. That like the book version of a movie where the movie came out first, but like the book like outsells the movie.
Do movie novelizations still happen?
I know that there was one as recently as Rise of Skywalker, but like I feel like Star Wars is a novelization of fucking everything.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Yeah.
I remember I bought the Pacific Rim novelization and I never read it because that was back at like my peak Pacific Rim fandom, and I just like wanted to have everything Pacific Rim that I could.
Yeah. I feel like the kaiju genre is like does not necessarily lend itself to the written word versus like screen adaptations. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like Godzilla doesn't quite have the same oomph in it like a book. It's like you can't really see it. So yeah. Kaiju feels like a very like visual genre.
Right. Definitely comic books. You can definitely mash up Godzilla with whatever you want. But we're not here today to talk about Godzilla.
No.
We're here today to talk about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, the one that doesn't have Michael Myers in it except on a TV at a bar.
Yes. I like that in Halloween 3, Halloween 1 the movie exists. I think that's really fun. That it's like we're in the third Halloween movie, but it's not connected to the first two. And in the world of Halloween 3, Halloween is a movie directed by John Carpenter.
Well, I also like because Tommy Lee Wallace does the narration for all the commercials in this.
Yeah, we're right.
He calls it the immortal classic.
Right. Yeah. Which he was the
the
production designer for.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
editor. Yeah.
Yeah. Classic old school John Carpenter collaborator. He was also in a band with John Carpenter and Nick Castle.
That's so sick. He also, speaking of Nick Castle, who, of course, famously played Michael Myers in the first Halloween movie, I mentioned Dick Warlock, who's the stunt coordinator on this movie. He played Michael Myers in Halloween 2. So really, like, and obviously John Carpenter and Deborah Hill produced this movie, so they're just bringing back people from the first two Halloween movies. Like, basically the first 3 Halloween movies, it's a lot of the same people working on all this shit.
Yeah. Before we get to the movie, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I've had a busy in a good way week. It feels like things are really, like, moving for the 2026 season of the Shakespeare Festival that I work for. So that's exciting. Exciting things coming down the pipe for next year, and pretty jazzed about that. Also, like, it's the week of Halloween. I love this fucking holiday. If you're listening to this, it is Halloween. It's like my favorite time of year. So I'm in a great mood. In terms of media recommendations, you and I had this conversation off mic, but just for our listeners, I've been listening to a little bit more death metal recently, which is a little bit of an anomaly for me because usually as a metal fan, I trend more toward doom metal and black metal. And I've kind of neglected my death metal listening for the most part. But I've been listening to a lot more death metal lately. And my big recommendation is the new Sanguisugabogg album, which is called Hideous Aftermath. It released this month, and yeah, it's really good shit. It's like heavy knuckle dragging, brutal death metal, really like what you want from the genre. And then like the 1-2 punch of the last 2 tracks, where the vocalists from Cattle Decapitation and Full of Hell guest on those last couple of tracks. It's just like those 2 tracks are like one of my the combination of those 2 tracks is probably my favorite album closer of the year. Like the album is great the entire way through, but it really ends with a fucking bang. It's so good. So definitely listen to that. My recommended listening would be to do what I did today and listen to that album while you do 250-pound bench press triples. So like do that or die trying, I guess is my recommendation.
I do think death metal is the genre for bench press.
Totally. Yeah. Because it's like, oh yeah, let me do like the most primal, like traditionally masculine exercise possible while listening to a guy be like, you know, and drums that are like faster than the speed of sound. Yeah. It's good shit. Sanguisugabogg, Hideous Aftermath. Check it out.
And if you could just approximate that name in your Google search, it'll say, "Did you mean Sanguisugabogg?"
Yeah. I like that. I like that they came up with a band name that is intentionally impossible to pronounce. Like in interviews, they're like, "Yeah, like that was the point, is so that no one could say it." And so I don't know if it's Sanguisugabogg, Sanguisugabogg, whatever, but you know,
you're pretty close.
Hideous Aftermath. You can figure it out.
And I also like that the logo sort of starts drooping because it seems like there's too many letters on the logo.
Yeah, it also kind of looks like a turd. Like the the logo is sort of shaped. It's sort of turd shaped. Yeah, I love those guys. Yeah, I love those silly little death metal boys.
When you have a song title called Dick Fillet.
Oh, there's some fucking all-timer track titles on this one too. Some of my favorites are Erotic Beheading, Semi-Automatic Facial Reconstruction. That one's great. Felony Abuse of a Corpse. Great track names. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've got a glass of Miller High Life, the official beer of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
That's right.
It's a Wednesday afternoon. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Good. Partying all the time.
That's right.
I have a couple things to, we'll say recommend.
We'll say that.
Yeah, you ever seen a movie called I Bought a Vampire Motorcycle?
No.
Wait, of course you haven't.
I don't think anyone has seen that movie.
It's the only movie that I'm aware of that has a vampire motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's a British horror movie. It's on Tubi right now. God bless Tubi.
God bless Tubi.
It's the most British thing I've ever fucking seen. Insanely British.
Yeah.
Someone gets called a plonker in like the first 10 minutes, and there's a reference to like, there's a joke about like blood looking like HP sauce. I'm like, this is like deep cut British shit. And it's about a guy who buys a motorcycle that's been possessed by the soul of a Satanist.
Right.
So it's turned into a vampire.
It's a vampire motorcycle.
And when I say it's a vampire motorcycle, I do mean that like it has these pistons that protrude from it that suck blood out of people like vampire fangs.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of shitty but also really fun. It's one of those horror movies that has like vast stretches of downtime in between just like really, really insane stuff.
Yeah.
And Anthony Daniels plays a priest.
Oh.
Who
of C-3PO fame.
Yes. It's the
Yeah.
first time I've seen him outside of that costume.
Yes.
In a movie.
Oh, wow. That guy's got a face and everything.
Yeah. He performs an exorcism on the motorcycle.
Oh, of course.
He also has his own motorcycle, which is a fun visual gag.
A priest motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time.
Nice.
I also watched a movie, we'll call it. Technically speaking, it was a movie, I think, called Halloween Hero, also on Tubi.
I saw your review for this one.
Courtesy of Wright Family Films, which, as far as I can tell, is a family of filmmakers who make conservative Christian propaganda genre films. They have such titles as
Halloween Hero is one of them.
Yeah. The Badge, the Bible, and Bigfoot.
Ooh.
Bigfoot, Blood on the Farm.
Multiple Bigfoot titles. All right. Those were two different movies, right?
Those are two different movies.
So yeah, so
there's Bigfoot, Grip of the Monster.
Okay, so these holy warriors are going to war with Bigfoot 3 times minimum.
Civil War Saint. It looks like there's a few. This is a dog.
I wonder
movie.
if
There's a few dog movies they have.
I wonder. There's a few
fighting
dog movies?
fighting Chupacabra and the cartel in Mexico.
This is a cryptid heavy sort of universe.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they go toe to toe with the Loch Ness monster at any point?
I don't see one. I don't see one here.
You got Mothman farting around here somewhere. They go to West Virginia and fight the Mothman.
The Exorcism in Amarillo. So this movie's a piece of shit.
Right, of course.
Like let's just get that out of the way. It's the sort of low budget film that is so staggeringly incompetent on every level that it just reminds you of what it's like to be alive. It just fuels you.
Yeah.
So this was obviously this was made for nothing. It's just this family and like friends, and as far as I can tell, they act in all of these movies together.
Right.
It's about a guy whose wife is a cop, and she's killed in a very hilarious scene where she's killed by a CGI shotgun blast, or like an After Effects shotgun blast or something. And he's drinking himself into depression and playing around with a plastic Glock and sticking it in his mouth, trying to kill himself. And then he saves this little girl on Halloween, and they start a friendship, and he sort of takes her on as his adopted daughter, and he finds a new
beyond the professional type situation.
Yeah, the poster makes it look like it's gonna have more action in it, but it really doesn't. It's like 55 minutes, and the movie ends on this cliffhanger with her getting kidnapped outside or something, and it just cuts to credits. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? But this is a movie about a bald guy's head. The back of this dude's fat head, because the camera is always focusing on his fat fucking head. It invents a new kind of racism, which is we can't afford to hire a black person to play this this criminal who breaks into his house. So we have to get them one of those rubber like lifelike masks.
No.
It looks terrible.
No.
And it's dubbed over with a voice that's like, "Yeah, give me all your money, you motherfucker." It's terrible.
No.
And then they do it 2 more times.
No.
They have the little girl has a grandma, and it is so clear that she's in a fake mask because she's off screen most of the time, and all of her dialogue is off screen, and it's someone doing a Norman Bates mother voice.
Right.
And then there's a kidnapper who tries to kidnap this girl, and he's also in a rubber mask. So it's like this husband, wife, and their kids made this movie, and they had the kids play other characters in masks.
Jeez.
There's dead pixels all over the place. The film loves to change aspect ratio. It's out of focus half the time.
That's awesome.
Numerous sound problems.
Just completely incompetent.
Yeah.
I think it's nice that you're making it really easy for whatever's waiting for us on the other side, because you're doing your time in purgatory while you're still on Earth by watching shit like this.
Someone has to.
I think you're gonna die, and like St. Peter's gonna be like, actually, you can come straight in, because all the time that you were gonna serve in purgatory, you have already served by watching fucking Halloween Hero.
I think it's a beautiful world that we live in, where the barrier to entry for filmmaking is at the lowest that it's been.
Right.
And that these weirdos can upload their god porn onto Tubi.
Right, yeah. Hey, as a found footage fan, I agree with the sentiment, right? Because it's like I've watched so many found footage horror movies that are basically like some asshole with a camera was just like, I wrote a fucking 20-page script that I'm gonna pad with a bunch of like B-roll and then just upload to Tubi as a horror movie.
Yeah, like me and my friends just ran around the woods screaming our heads off for a little bit, and we called that a movie.
We bought a gallon of fake blood and a flashlight, and boom, you got a horror movie. Yeah.
Oh man, I watched The Outwaters a little while ago.
Yeah.
On your recommendation.
Yeah. That movie
worst movie flashlight ever.
That movie is...
That has a flashlight like a horror game where it's just like a little dot.
Yeah, that movie is... I understand people who are frustrated by that film because it is true. Film is a visual medium, and in that movie, for about 40% of the runtime, you cannot fucking see anything at all. It's mostly noises. And I love it, to be clear. I gave that movie 4 stars. I love it. I think it's great.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid movie.
Yeah.
Those are my recommendations. Watch a British horror movie about a vampire motorcycle, and then conservative Christian propaganda.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Yes. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, directed by Tommy Lee Wallace from 1982. As I previously mentioned, produced by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, the creators of the original Halloween from 1978. And this movie is true to John Carpenter's original vision for what the Halloween franchise would be, because he made the first Halloween movie, and then he was like, wouldn't it be fun if, since this was so successful, if we made more of these, and it was just an anthology series where something spooky happens on Halloween. And they're not connected at all, except they all take place on the holiday. But then that kind of got fucked up because they made a second one with Michael Myers.
Right. The studio was basically like, that's a great idea. However, we need to chase some more of this Michael Myers money.
Right.
So write us Halloween 2.
Yes.
Which he did, and he described the process of writing Halloween 2 as like one of the worst things he's ever gone through as a filmmaker.
Yes.
And he was just looking for things to spice up the script, so he threw in like Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are related.
Yeah.
He really regrets that.
It's awesome to see John Carpenter talk about this shit, by the way, because John Carpenter, one of my favorite human beings on the planet, in interviews about this shit, he's like, yeah, I don't fucking know. She's his sister or something. I don't give a shit.
Right.
He's so cranky about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a studio thing where they were like, you know, people really loved the big hulking guy in the mask. Let's do more of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Halloween 2 is fine.
I love that movie. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I think it's a movie that I probably like it more than it deserves. But it gets a huge bump for me because it has one of the funniest vehicular manslaughters in the history of cinema.
Oh, you're right about that, buddy.
Fucking Ben Tramer getting murked by the police. Oh god, that shit rocks. But it doesn't really hold a candle to this movie in a lot of respects. I think that Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is like, I think it's a better written movie. I think it's a better shot movie. I think the performances in Halloween 3 are generally better. I think it's like we teased at the end of the last episode your feelings specifically on this movie in relation to the greater franchise. I'll just say my feelings on it so far, based on how many Halloween movies I've seen, which is not all of them, but it's a decent chunk. This is my second favorite Halloween movie. For me, it's Halloween 78 and then Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And everything else is below those by a pretty wide margin. I think there are two masterpieces in this franchise, and it's the original in this.
I would agree with that last sentiment there. I think Halloween is one of our worst horror franchises that has two of maybe the best movies, but between Halloween the original and Halloween 3 are both great, fantastic movies. All of the other ones range from like unwatchable trash to sort of okay, I think. I haven't seen all of them, but I would say like the only other ones that I would call good are David Gordon Green's 2018, which is the last one that I've seen. I haven't seen his other two.
I would call the first David Gordon Green one legitimately great. Like, I think that's a great movie, but I like it more than you do.
Yeah, and I would also say Halloween 2 is like is good. It's decent.
Yeah.
Most of the other ones are varying degrees of bad.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Even like H2O, which like has a couple moments toward the end, is like mostly boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't seen 4, 5, and 6, but I've seen and I haven't seen either of the Rob Zombies either.
People love 4. I don't like 4 that much.
Yeah.
People hate 5, and I kind of like 5. I sort of fuck with 5 because 5 is like the end of the 80s. So everything that's 80s about it is just like kind of becoming self-parody at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Also, there's a great bit with Michael Myers driving in that,
which he canonically does.
Surprisingly,
does do.
This man has been locked up in solitary confinement since he was a child and can drive.
Well, in the first one, they sort of explain that, where it's like he learned to drive by watching people when they were transporting him. Like, yeah, I think there's like a one line about it in the 1978 one, where it's like, how did he learn to drive? And it's like, oh, he like watched people. I don't know if that's from the original one or maybe it's from 2, but yeah, there's a line about it that explains it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, yeah, he's just like really perceptive, and
Yeah.
he was like studying people when they were taking him from prison to prison or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone pretty much agrees that 6 is like bottom of the barrel, the franchise, and
Right.
it's down there for me too. Although
Yeah.
I think Resurrection is worse.
Yeah, Resurrection sucks ass. Dude.
Zombies First Halloween is pretty garbage too. 2 is interesting.
People like 2.
People like Zombies second one.
I want to get around to that eventually because I'm mixed on Rob Zombie, right? Listeners to the show who listened to Horrorthon last year will know that I'm a huge fan of Lords of Salem. I love that movie. But Devil's Rejects didn't do much for me. I really don't like House of a Thousand Corpses. So it's like I can go either way on him. And it'd be interesting to see how I felt about those. I should get around to him sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're dancing around the fact that this is my favorite movie in the Halloween franchise.
Which is, like, I respect that because honestly, like, this movie is not too far below Halloween 1 for me. I will say I like Halloween 1 more, but it's like, this isn't an opinion that I'm mad about. Like, Exorcist 3 above the first Exorcist, I was a little like, that's kind of psycho shit, but I'm here for it, you know? Like, but this take, Halloween 3 above Halloween 1, I'm like, yeah, man, like, I kind of get it. Like, I could sort of see myself getting there. And I'm not there, but I get it.
My thing with Halloween 1, which is a great film that I love and gets better for me each time,
Yeah.
is it suffers the fate of a lot of early slasher movies in that you come to it 40 years with 40 years of slashers kind of that you've absorbed through cultural osmosis, and you expect it to be super violent and gory and have these great kills. And Halloween 1 is not concerned with that. It's very patient and atmospheric and creepy, and I love that about it, but it also feels a little tame by comparison to some of the slasher movies that came in its wake.
Yeah.
And in terms of Carpenter's filmography, I think there are other movies in there that either I prefer or just have stood up to the test of time better than the original Halloween.
Sure.
Like The Thing, like Big Trouble in Little China. I would even say like They Live, which has its flaws, but I do love that movie.
I love many Carpenter movies. John Carpenter is my favorite director. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before.
I don't know if you can say that until you've seen Vampires.
I think I'm gonna like Vampires because James Woods, who, just to be completely clear, is a terrible fucking shitbag of a human being, is also an actor that I really love. And I'm like, I just kind of want to watch that movie just for James Woods.
He's the reason to show up
just
for Vampires.
James Woods being an absolute fucking douche to everyone in that movie. One of my favorite things is seeing James Woods be rude to people in character. When he does it out of character and he's like being transphobic on Twitter or whatever, like, fuck that guy. But when it's in a movie and he's just like sneering at people, it's a great time. But I love Carpenter. But Halloween 78 is my number 2 Carpenter movie. So it's really, really up there for me. And one of the things I fuck with so much about that movie is sort of that it is more moody and atmospheric, and not as just like gory slasher, whatever. Like, it's not what slashers would become in the 80s.
Right.
It is a 70s slasher in the same vein as the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Black Christmas, which are also movies that are not gory and are mostly tense and eerie and unsettling. And those movies that I mentioned, Black Christmas and Texas Chainsaw, I like a little more than Halloween, because Halloween came a little later, and it feels like it is commercializing the stuff that those movies sort of originated in a true like indie DIY grimy way, you know?
Yeah, there's something like transgressive and perverse about the original Texas Chainsaw and Black Christmas.
Yes, that Halloween feels a little bit more like a commercial friendly version of that same thing, but it still has that thing where it's like evil just exists and it can look like anyone.
Yeah.
And a guy can just show up in your neighborhood and fucking start killing people. And that's like the scariest thing there is just the idea that there's just a guy who's bad who wants to kill you.
Right. And I think the moment that you make a second movie or try to explore that any further, you've just kind of ruined the point of Michael Myers.
Which is true, but at the same time, I do love Halloween 2 because it has Donald Pleasance in it running around like an absolute fucking maniac.
Okay, Donald Pleasance saves 4, 5, and 6. Let me just say that.
If there's one thing that I wish was in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, that's from the other Halloween movies, it is Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis. I sort of wish that like Dr. Loomis was Tom Atkins' coworker at this hospital. It's just so that we could get a couple scenes of Loomis in here. being like, those masks, doctor, they contain pieces of Stonehenge. It's an ancient witch's curse.
I looked into the eyes of Michael and I saw true evil, but I haven't seen it worse until I looked into the eyes of that evil Irish toy maker.
Death has come to Santa Mira, Dr. Chalice. Yeah.
People talk about like where they should take Halloween now because we've made fucking 12 movies with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And the last two people were like, when are these fucking movies gonna end? People always talk about like, or not. I keep using that incorrectly, but I mean, I have heard expressed online that some people think we should go back to the anthology format.
Yeah.
And I think the time would have been before they made Halloween 2. I think that time's long past.
It's too late, yeah.
And what that would look like now, I think, is just the Halloween extended universe where we get like the Dr. Loomis origin series. We get the Book of Ben Tramer, where he survives the immolation and like turns into a slasher himself.
I would love that. Ben Tramer becomes Freddy Krueger, except instead of killing kids, he's killing cops.
Yeah,
because they wrongly murdered him. Yeah, give me the fucking series where Ben Tramer is like fucking covered in burn scars, killing the fucking Haddonfield police department. Yes, please.
Or like, because I mean, and I know like the David Gordon Green movies mine so many of like the side characters from the original too.
Yes, right. Like
that kid that Dr. Loomis yells at is like a character now.
Yeah, the kid that fucking Laurie Strode is babysitting is like a major character. Yeah. Whatever, dude. But yeah, I agree. I think the anthology ship has sailed on this franchise. It's like we can't go back there. And like there are other sort of horror properties that are kind of picking up that mantle and being like, we'll do the horror anthology thing. Like the VHS franchise is obviously a big player in that area. And you have things like the fucking Guillermo del Toro's, Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah.
That shit. So it's like there's always going to be a place for anthology horror. It's just like this franchise missed the boat on it. With the exception of this film.
The other thing that I love about this movie, maybe over the original Halloween, is the Halloween theme plays such a big role in this movie compared to that first one.
Yeah.
This is it's masks and trick or treating.
Yes.
And it's like I've maybe overexposed myself to this movie in the last few years since we watched it together.
Yeah.
But it's up there with like the Trick or Treat as far as perfect Halloween night watches.
This is one of the Halloweeniest movies there is. I agree with that. Yeah. Because like literally the movie is a countdown to Halloween night. Like in a way that's sort of hilarious because it's like the movie starts and we not only do we get the date, we get the day of the week. So it's like fucking Sunday the 24th or whatever is when the movie starts.
It's like a week out.
Yeah. And we're just counting down. I like that we start on Sunday the 24th. We check in on Wednesday and then we skip to Friday. That's the thing I always appreciate about this movie where I'm like, what happened to the other days that we skipped? And it's like, well, the answer is clearly Tom Atkins was blackout drunk. He doesn't remember Thursday. That's why we don't see Thursday.
Yeah, Tom Atkins. The great Tom Atkins.
The great Tom Atkins, yeah.
One thing that happened after we watched this movie is I became obsessed with Tom Atkins.
Right. How could you not?
I ended up watching more of his movies.
Yeah.
But this is the proto Atkins. This is the Atkins,
right.
The Atkins by which all other Atkinses are judged.
He is he's wild in this movie because he's like the main character trait that this guy has is that he is a drunk. He like his main thing is he's a booze hound who is constantly drinking in basically every scene of this movie, which is a wild thing to do with your protagonist, to just be like, yeah, the guy we're following is always hammered. He's also like a sexual predator and a deadbeat father and a horrible husband. And also like you can't help but love the guy, which I think is really the Atkins magic.
Yeah.
The Atkins magic is this guy is playing a dude who on paper is a fucking irredeemable scumbag.
Well, the magic is also the mustache.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The fact that he looks like dollar store Tom Selleck in this movie will never not be funny to me. He looks like if you asked someone to draw Tom Selleck from memory. That's what Tom Atkins looks like. And it's like, he's not attractive. He's just like, he looks like he was a really hot guy about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. He's also quite sweaty.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so sweaty at
He's
the
got
end
a
of
real
this
big
movie.
head, too.
Yeah, large guy.
Yeah, big head on this guy, kind of big head, kind of slim body, which when you see him with his shirt off is actually a little unsettling. Where it's like, I don't know if he has the frame to support that dome that he's got.
Still with us too.
Yeah.
As of this recording.
God bless him.
In his 90s and still acting.
I hope he lives 100 more years.
I know, man. Primarily a theater actor, especially in his local area in Pennsylvania.
Well, with that big head, you gotta be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big heads are great for the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should just play the guitar because I do think that this guy's the coolest guy who's ever lived.
Yeah. Right. Dr. Chalice is the coolest man who's ever lived.
Yeah, Dr. Chalice. That's the only time I'm going to say those words because for the rest of this podcast,
he's Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
He's the coolest guy who's ever lived. I agree with that. The thing that allows him to be the coolest guy that has ever lived is that all of the women that he is sexually harassing are actually also coming on to him, so it's not actually sexual harassment.
Yeah, right. I do think this movie does a decent job to make this guy seem like kind of a lovable creep.
Right. He's a scumbag, but also he is never making advances on a woman who is not returning it in kind. And what I really appreciate is that the young woman in this movie who he has a very sexual relationship with comes onto him first.
Yeah.
He tests the waters. He's like, hey, so like, I know we got one hotel room because it's our cover or whatever, but I can get another one or sleep in the car if you're not comfortable. That's him testing the waters. And her response is, where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice? And it's like, that is very clearly an invitation.
Right. And he's just like, okay, cool. So we can bang that.
Right. He was testing the waters. She responded and he was like, cool, I got the green light. This is all consensual. Now, it is a little bad that he didn't ask how old she was until after they fucked the first time, but before they fucked the second time.
Yeah, you really got to be doing an ID check right away.
Yeah.
You can't wait till the second round.
Yeah. But then her response is, I'm older than I look, which is reassuring, I will say. She doesn't look underage. She just looks half his age.
Yes. Yes, that's the key.
But his age looks about 45. So, like, half is you're still in the clear. It's like, it's a little bit of dicey territory, but she's an adult. She can make her own decisions. You know?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a rough 45. I do think this is
I think
like...
he looks like a rough 39, a pretty good 45.
Yeah. This is like in my mind what a 40-year-old person should be.
Yeah.
Compared to like Jason Alexander in Seinfeld, who was supposed to be like 30 at the time, and I'm like, George Costanza is not 30. Come on,
watch it, because I'm about to be 33, and I feel like I have a Costanza-esque thing going on. Yeah, no, I mean, like, he's a lovable creep, right? You're like, yeah, this guy is clearly can't keep it in his pants. That's clearly what broke up his marriage. So it's so obvious that what broke up his marriage is this guy is a horn dog who will sleep with any woman who gives him the time of day.
Well, it's also the drinking too.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's this guy has like 3 or 4 calls home to his wife, and all I can hear over the screaming is like, "Are you fucking drunk again, you fucking piece of shit, you fucking booze hound."
To be fair to Mrs. Chalice, I get it.
Yeah.
This woman is in the right. When he comes home at the beginning of this movie, so like some shit happens at the beginning of this movie, which we'll talk about, but like the first time we see Dr. Chalice, he comes home to the house where his estranged wife lives. It's pretty clear that they don't live.
They're divorced.
Right, yeah.
Or he does at least say my ex-wife.
They're like
at one
separated.
point.
Yeah. But he shows up to give the kids Halloween masks. in a brown paper bag that he clearly picked up like from the dollar store. These like shitty it's like a terrible fucking devil mask and clown mask. They look like absolute shit.
Yeah, they're like plastic masks with string. Basically.
Yeah, and the mom's like, I already got them the good ones, right? But he shows up and his first line, because she comes out of the kitchen and is like scolding the kids for taking food from the table. She's like, food stays at the table, right? But they got up to greet dad because they're excited. And he says, oh, sorry, bad timing. And the wife's response is, I'm used to it, remember? Which I'm like, man, this dude has he has burned so many bridges with this woman. Like, she's just like, yeah, her expectations are lower than the floor with him. She's like, oh yeah, you show up like during dinner with fucking 2 brown paper bags that reek of cigars and whiskey with shitty little plastic masks inside. Yeah, this tracks. Like, also, this man is a practicing doctor.
Right, that's
he is a medical doctor.
I'm always like, why don't they just make him a cop? Because what he's doing is cop
Right.
shit in this movie.
He's doing detective shit. Yeah.
I kind of think it's funnier that he's a doctor.
It's so funny that he's a doctor. First of all, it's like, imagine if this guy was your doctor. Like, imagine if you like showed up at the hospital. You're like, Doc, I've been feeling real weird. I got this like shit going on. I got to get it checked out. And the guy that you see has whiskey breath and a porno stash and is slapping the nurse's ass as she walks out of the room. I'd be like, can I see someone else?
Well, then it also makes sense for the end of this movie when he's drunkenly stumbling his way around this toy factory, being not at all conspicuous.
Right. Yeah, like if he was a cop,
terrible detective in this movie.
Right. If he was a cop, he would have to be good at it. But because he's a doctor, he's just like, I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll like wander into the door that says no admittance.
There's like 3 or 4 scenes where he turns a corner and there's a security camera and he's like, oh shit, I hope it didn't see me.
Yeah. I like the part where he tries to leave the movie. Like, there's a part when they're investigating the toy factory when shit starts getting a little too real, and he's like, so are you ready to leave? We could just leave. And then the girl who he's with, whose dad died and is the reason we're there, is like, no, we got to see this through the end. But I love that he kind of abandons the detective work. He's just like, yeah, I'm not really cut out for this. Let me get back to the hospital, you know. And by the hospital, I mean the fucking bar that I hang out at. Man, when the girl whose dad gets murked shows up at the bar and is like, one of the nurses told me I could find you here.
He's like the only one in this bar at like fucking 3 o'clock on a Thursday.
The nurse is like, oh yeah, you want Dr. Chalice? Oh yeah, he's over at Maloney's. Yeah. This time of day, yeah, he'll be at about 5 or 6 whiskeys deep. He'll still be lucid. You can go talk to him. But I wouldn't wear that shirt when you do. He'll be copping a feel.
Yeah. So the movie starts,
Yeah.
with this great Carpenter score.
Yeah. And a
and
banger title sequence.
Great title sequence
Yeah.
of the pumpkin being formed on the CRT.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Carpenter scores.
Yes. I think this is up there for me too.
This is like maybe top 3 for me.
I really, really love the In the Mouth of Madness score. Not just the theme.
Okay, I was gonna say,
I rewatched the whole movie
Yeah.
recently. That whole score fucks. Prince of Darkness is up there for me too, because I like all the like synthesized choir voices in that
Mhm.
one. But this is up there for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like top 5 Carpenter score.
And it feels like it's in line with what he was doing with the original Halloween,
Right.
just slightly different for this movie.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like minimalistic and like bare, which I think really adds to kind of the overall like eeriness of the atmosphere of this movie. Which is the thing that I don't want to undersell, because it's like there's a lot about this movie that's funny, but it is at times pretty successfully eerie and strange and uncanny in a way that is like legitimately unsettling, and I really like it. And the score is a big part of that.
And I think this opening sequence sets that tone perfectly because we don't know what's going on. There's this guy being chased by a guy in a suit who seems like some sort of government, faceless drone kind of guy.
Yeah. He reminds me of these guys in the movie, the guys in the suits. Remind me of not the movie Men in Black, but the high strangeness concept of Men in Black. Do you know about that? Where it's like there's lots of people who have like UFO encounters report that like the UFO encounter that they have is followed up by visits from men in black suits who don't seem quite right. There's something like uncanny or wrong or inhuman about them.
Right, like government G-men. Is what or if you've played Half-Life, the G-Man.
Right. Yeah. And so these kind of remind me of that like high strangeness idea of a Man in Black, where it's like these guys who look human, but there's something just off about them. Yeah.
Right. I remember the first time we watched this, because I knew nothing about this other than Michael Myers wasn't in it and people hated this movie.
Right.
I knew that it had come around and people were starting to give it some cultural reevaluation, but I didn't really have like the highest expectations for this. But this scene with the guy being chased by the robot, basically, it reminded me of like a conspiracy thriller or a spy thriller.
Yeah.
Which is very different than what Carpenter did with the original Halloween.
Yeah, this is much more of like a horror thriller than it is a slasher movie. This isn't a slasher movie at all. Really.
No. And there's elements of science fiction.
Yes.
There's sort of a Twilight Zone vibe to this movie.
Big time.
50s. Tommy Lee Wallace was influenced by Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah. Well, and the guy who wrote the original script that Tommy Lee Wallace got the writing credit on this movie.
Yeah, Carpenter also worked on the script too.
Yeah, and there was an original author of the script whose name I don't have in front of me. But the original author of the script asked to be removed, asked to have his name removed from the writing credits because Dino De Laurentiis, who was a producer on this movie, insisted on there being more gore in the movie than was originally in the script. And the original writer was like, I don't want to be associated with a movie that's gory, so I take my name off of it, which is why Tommy Lee Wallace has the only writing credit.
Mm-hmm.
But the original author of the script also wrote a bunch of 60s sci-fi movies, like the Quatermass movies, which there's a whole series of. And those are sort of like, again, like kind of high strangeness. Like a lot of them are sort of like influenced by stories like the Philadelphia Experiment and stuff like that, where it's like just weird sci-fi shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of that in this script, and a lot of it feels very like 50s and 60s, because I think like the original author of the story, like that was his background.
Yeah. And the town Santa Mira is also the same town from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Right.
So I love that the movie starts with that tone and like immediately lets you know that this is totally different than the other films. This guy gets into a struggle with the G-Man and crushes him with a car.
Yes.
And he dies in a way that's very strange and weird. I wonder if that will come back.
Yeah. I love him pulling the wheel chock from the car with this like big chain. It's like it really is a tone setter, because it's like, why would the wheel chock have this huge like fucking 12-foot chain attached to it? Like, I don't know. It just does. This is the world we're living in. It's Halloween 3. Shit is weird.
Yeah.
And then, I like that he crushes this dude between two cars and runs away. And then we get like a cut to the gas station and it says 1 hour later. Like, it's so oddly specific. Like, because you could accomplish the same thing by just cutting to the exterior of the gas station.
Yeah.
And having him run up. But just knowing an hour has passed is just like an odd little detail. And this movie is full of odd little details that just kind of enrich all the corners of this thing, you know?
Yeah. We also get like a thing that's consistent throughout this movie. Excellent Dean Cundy nighttime photography, specifically the nighttime stuff. Like the daytime stuff looks great.
Yeah.
But there's something about the way Cundy is able to shoot nighttime exteriors. You also see this in like Escape from New York.
Yeah.
That feels very specific to him and his style.
Dean Cundy, I want to stress he's one of my favorite cinematographers of all time. He shot so many of my favorite movies.
Mhm.
Like he shot The Thing. He shot, again, Jurassic Park. Frequent Carpenter collaborator. And I think this movie looks as good as anything he's ever shot. This movie is fucking gorgeous. I watched this on my just like splendid Shout Factory Blu-ray that I got in the awesome little steelbook. It's one of my favorite disc purchases I've ever made. And it looks incredible. Like, and I think that's really one of the things that gives this movie a leg up over other movies in the franchise.
Yeah.
Is it's like nothing has looked this good except for the first one in this entire franchise.
Yeah. I think Cundy shot 2 as well.
Yeah, but 2
like,
doesn't look this good.
No.
Yeah.
I think in general, like what I love about this movie when it comes to the music, when it comes to the tone and the atmosphere, Tommy Lee Wallace's direction, and Cundy's cinematography, this feels like another John Carpenter movie.
It does.
It feels like the lost John Carpenter film.
But it also kind of has Tommy Lee Wallace's like distinct stamp on it too.
Yeah.
Where it feels Carpenter-esque, but there's shit in here that is also a little, I don't know, I think just a little perpendicular to what Carpenter would have done, especially towards the end when shit starts getting really weird. It starts to me feeling like a different new thing, right? It feels like a guy who was a student of Carpenter, which is what Tommy Lee Wallace was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he starts carving out his own voice a little bit. And like the thing he's most well known for is the It miniseries. And I think knowing that, some of the humor and some of the strangeness in this movie makes a little bit more sense.
Another Tommy Lee Wallace project that I love. I love that It miniseries.
I've only seen it once. I saw it in between It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 coming out.
Yeah.
And I've never read the book.
Yeah.
So like my exposure to it was that first movie in like 2017.
Yeah,
and then
my
I watched
first exposure was the 90s miniseries.
And I think that's true for a lot of people.
Right, yeah.
So like that's where they would probably know Tommy Lee Wallace's name from.
Yeah.
I think he also
there's an all-timer line delivery in that miniseries, which is when Tim Currie goes, "Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out. Waha, waha, waha."
Thanks.
Yeah, I was just covering for you while you Googled something.
He did Fright Night Part 2. And he did one of the direct-to-video Vampires sequels. He has a couple other things credited here, but like those are the probably the biggest credits that he has, other than It and Halloween 3.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of cultural impact, the It miniseries might even be bigger for him than this movie was.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So this guy gets sandwiched between two cars. Then the guy who he was pursuing runs to the gas station, right? This guy's running. He's got this Halloween mask. I love this gas station attendant. He pops up a couple times in the movie because he's here in this scene, and then he like follows the guy to the hospital, and then he shows up again at the end. This guy's just a great like side character where he's just like, what's going on? This movie seems pretty weird. So this guy like collapses, and the gas station attendant takes him to the hospital. Obviously, Dr. Chalice, Tom Atkins, is the doctor at the hospital who sees him. After he goes home and brings his family their shitty little Halloween masks, he gets paged to the hospital.
Yeah, he gets called to the hospital. You immediately know this guy has no business being a doctor with all these nurses.
He cannot keep his hands off this one nurse. Like in every single scene that they're in together.
He's grabbing asses left and right in this thing.
He's got his arm around her shoulders. He's slapping her on the ass.
Yeah.
And she's, to be clear, again, loving it. Like, she's into it. But boy, oh boy, is Dr. Chalice overdue for like a fucking sit down with HR. Where they're like, it doesn't matter if she's into it. You're making other people in the hospital uncomfortable.
I think the only people in this hospital are Tom Atkins and the nurses that he fucks.
Right. That's why it's so easy for an android to come in and fucking murder a dude in a hospital.
No one is here.
Which is what happens. Like we get some like establishing shit in the hospital, just establishing Dr. Chalice's character and shit, and then pretty quickly. This guy played by Dick Warlock. This is Dick Warlock. He's the assassin.
Right.
He comes in and finishes the job on this guy who was running away. By shoving his thumb and index finger into his eye sockets and breaking part of his skull, like right above his nose. It's such a specific and weird kill.
Yeah,
I love it.
Every time I'm watching, I'm like, I don't exactly know how this guy died.
I'm pretty sure he like shoves his fingers into his eyes enough that he like hits the brain and then just kind of squeezes. I think he just squeezes this dude's frontal lobe a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly, and I like him wiping the blood off his glove like on the curtain. That moment is like really like strange, and I love it.
And then Nurse Esther, who's the nurse that Tom Atkins is flirting with, who's a little bit older, so it's sort of like it's just kind of playful banter there, whereas like it's less creepy than him hitting on the younger ones.
Right. Although to be clear, I think he has fucked and will continue to fuck this woman.
Oh, absolutely.
Just because she's a little older does not mean she's off limits.
Yeah.
I think he's fucking all of these women.
Yeah. She tries to stop the assassin and the guy just walks out. He's just like, nope, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Because his mission, it's revealed that these are robots. We've already kind of alluded to that. He's a Terminator and like she's not his target, so he just like walks right by her.
Yeah.
This is the first time I watched this movie. This scene is where I was like, holy fuck, I'm watching something that I'm really gonna lock into, because this guy eye gouges this dude and like breaks part of his skull and then walks past this nurse and then just walks out of this hospital, sits down in his car, pours gasoline on himself and lights himself on fire, and then the car explodes in a giant fireball. It's fucking so awesome. It's like one of the coolest things in this entire movie that is full of cool shit. Yeah.
It's a great explosion.
It's such a good explosion.
Yeah, and again, just like totally different than what you would expect from a movie called Halloween.
Right.
And it immediately like sets up this mystery in a very interesting way, because you're like, what the fuck is the deal with these guys in the suits?
Right.
Where is this movie going?
Yeah.
This thing's called Season of the Witch. What does that mean?
Right. Was that guy a witch? What's going on? Yeah. Also, what's going on with the fireman who responds to this incident? Because in the next scene, Tom Atkins is on the phone, I think talking to his wife again, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was having such a hard time on this watch focusing on Tom Atkins in this scene, because to his right in this scene, there is this guy who's just a fireman extra who has no dialogue. And this extra is overplaying all of his pantomime so much that I could not keep my eyes
Yeah,
off
I know
of
what
him.
you mean.
This dude in the big yellow hat.
Yeah.
I was just like, this guy is, someone has to rein this dude in. Like Tommy Lee Wallace should have called cut and been like, do less. Do way less. Because he's just making a meal out of saying absolutely nothing.
Well, and I also love that the phone call with the wife, she's still giving him an earful about like, you can't fucking come home and pick the kids up or what have you. And he's like, honey, 2 people have died at the hospital. This is an active crime scene.
A man exploded before my very eyes.
And she's still just like, you fucking piece of shit. You fucking deadbeat asshole.
To be fair to his wife, I'm pretty sure this is not the first time he's used someone died as an excuse to be absent from his children.
Right. He's brought this up before when he was porking one of the nurses.
Right. He's been like, oh, sorry. One of my patients died under the knife. It's really hard time for me right now. I'll call you back. Come here, baby. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Let me mac on them titties.
Yeah, I think this is he's macking on them titties in this movie. I think this is a Boy Who Cried Wolf scenario with Tom Atkins in this movie, where he's like, no, really, someone actually died this time. I'm not lying to you so that I can, bang a fucking aerobics instructor or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so they're investigating this shit. This is where the daughter shows up. The daughter of the guy who got murdered. Her name's Ellie. Right? It's Ellie?
Yeah, Ellie.
Yeah. So she shows up here and wants to know what happened with her dad. This is where Dr. Chalice and her meet. And around here is where we just kind of like skip to Wednesday. Like, because this is all the setup. And then a couple days go by where we don't see anything, and suddenly it's Wednesday and he's drinking at a bar.
Yeah, he's just drinking at the bar again, the one bar.
Yeah.
This is like a very familiar sight that I've seen living in this town, where it's like there are the bars, they're the college bars,
right?
And then you go to a place that's maybe not downtown and not as popular with the college kids, and you see the lifers.
Oh yeah.
If this bar had a punch card, he's like on his 10th punch card at this point.
Yeah. I'm working on getting my stripes to becoming one of those guys. I'm just waiting on the day when a bartender's gonna see me and be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" The usual.
Yeah. Then you know you've made it.
Yeah, I don't have that with bars yet, but there are a couple liquor stores in town where like I'll see an employee and they're like, "Sup, man," and I'm like, "That is a familiar sup man."
I feel
that is not a sup man that you give to a stranger. You know who I am.
I feel like that's worse.
Yeah,
the liquor store familiarity as opposed to the bartender.
Right. Yeah, I'm like worse than a bar guy. I'm a liquor store guy. Yeah.
Not that I want you to feel bad about it.
No.
Just, not that I brought it up to make you feel self-conscious or
No,
anything.
it's fine. I'm not going through a crisis or anything.
Yeah, you're totally cool.
This is all very cool, and I feel really normal about it. But yeah, no, he's just like he's really like keeping this place open, it seems like, because there's like nobody else here.
Yeah,
like if Dr. Chalice gets off the wagon, or on the wagon, I guess that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
On the wagon. The wagon means you're not drinking. When you're off the wagon, you're drinking. That's what it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
If he ever gets on the wagon, this place is shuttering. They're gonna be like, "We're going out of business. Sorry, Dr. Chalice got clean. We can't afford to keep the place open anymore."
Well, and he's got enough cachet with the bartender to ask him to change the channel.
Yeah,
which
that's
is a big
true.
deal.
That's true, and he's like kind of an asshole about it too, which I like. He's like, "Don't you have anything else that we can fucking watch?" And the bartender's like, "What's the matter? You don't have any Halloween spirit?" And he's like, "No, not really. I just saw 2 people get murdered." But yeah, so this is maybe the second time that we've seen the Silver Shamrock TV commercial, which you get to see so many times in this movie. This movie is like approximately 10% Silver Shamrock commercial, and I love it. I love it so much.
So we watched this for the first time together, like October 1st of I think 2022.
Yeah,
it was like we started the Halloween season with Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Is that the first time you saw this movie?
Yes,
because I had seen it before.
Yeah.
We
did Autopsy of Jane Doe and this back to back.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I had the Silver Shamrock theme stuck in my head all month, so I watched it again in November just because of that.
Yeah,
and it's just London Bridge.
It's London Bridge because they ran out of money. In ET's research, they pointed out that it's just London Bridge because they ran out of money to license something. So they were just like, "What's free? London Bridge. Yeah, we'll use that."
But it works.
It does work. I defy you to not get this stuck in your head after watching this movie. Like, you will watch this movie and then be like, "Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween." But yeah, so he's being a real crank about it. He's tired of seeing the Silver Shamrock commercial. And this is also where we see a little bit of Halloween 78 in like the trailer.
Yeah.
But Ellie comes into the bar. One of the nurses told me I could find you here. And she's basically like, "Some shit went down with my father's murder. Like, this is really weird. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Do you know anything? And he's like, basically, he sees an angle to get into this woman's pants. This is his whole motivation for this entire movie. Like, he's a bad detective because the thing that gets him to be a detective is trying to bone this woman. Because he's basically like, oh yeah, that is really weird. If you want to like go to Santa Mira where your dad was last seen before he showed up at my hospital, we could like take a road trip together and like do some like sexy detective work. And she's like, yeah, sounds good. And like, okay, so like she proposes like help me figure out what happened to my dad. And he's like, yeah, all for it, let's go to Santa Mira. And then like I know there's like some shit with him like going to the lab tech lady, but I really want to hone in on the main event here, which is we cut to right before they're going to go on this road trip to Santa Mira. He is at a payphone talking to his wife, making an excuse for why he's not going to be around to like take the kids trick-or-treating or whatever, right? And so he's like just bitching and moaning into this phone receiver, talking to his ex-wife who's like giving him what for. And he's like, no, it's sorry, I can't get out of it. It's like a conference. It's out of town. Yeah. And then and she's just like not having it. She's screaming at him, just really letting him have it. And eventually he hangs up and then like turns around and in one fluid motion hangs up the receiver and grabs a pack of Miller High Life that is just sitting on the other payphone. And then he walks over and gets into the passenger seat of this car to drive off to Santa Mira with this like sexy co-ed. It's so awesome. It's the moment where you're like, man, this guy is the best piece of shit in all of cinema.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's like my favorite total like douchebag. Yeah.
Yeah, this man loves banging 18-year-olds and having himself a road soda.
Yeah, and he got those beers for the drive. Yeah. Because when they get to the hotel, he then has to go to the liquor store and get a bottle of the hard stuff to get him through the night.
Yeah, because what happens when they make it to the hotel, like they show up and they're like, "Huh, shit's fucking weird here."
Yeah,
and they talk about it.
Everybody's kind of like peeking at them through the shutters and stuff. It's like very unwelcoming to outsiders, this town.
Yeah, there's like the three-peat of like the hotel owner, Buddy Kupfer almost running him over with his RV. Yeah. And then the woman who's also there to pick up her order of masks.
Who is just like, she is radiating just like insane evil bitch energy in the first scene that she has, and then when she interacts with Ellie, suddenly she's very sweet.
Yeah.
Which I think is so funny that like she sees Tom Atkins and she's like, fuck you, get out of my way, I hate this fucking town. And then you see her with Ellie and she's like, oh, you can look me up anytime, honey.
Yeah. But after meeting these people and getting into the hotel room, Ellie's like, so what should we do? And he's like, hold on, honey, it's getting late, I need a drink. And it's like 5.
Yeah. he's like, sorry, baby. I'm starting to sober up from the 6er I had in the car. Daddy's gotta get his medicine. And then we can talk.
I really do like some of the B-roll and the establishing shots of Santa Mira, though.
Me too.
With the people looking in, looking from their windows and the cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of setting up the kind of eerie atmosphere and the mystery of this movie too.
Yes. Yeah, the CCTV stuff in this movie is really interesting and ties into a thing that I think I honed in on more on this watch than on any previous watch, which is like, you mentioned They Live before as a Carpenter staple, right? I was thinking about They Live a lot in this movie this time watching it, because both of them are very pointed critiques of capitalism and corporate greed. I think this movie really, really has that streak in a way that I don't think I appreciated on previous watches.
It's definitely more overt in They Live than it is in this.
Yes, but I think it's really here in this as well. And the whole thing with Santa Mira, where it's like there is CCTV that is monitoring the town that is not public, it is private, and it's owned by the company that is like the main business in town, which is the Silver Shamrock Novelties, right? And like the police force and the hospital are like private corporate police and hospital, right? And it's just like kind of this dystopian like capitalist hellscape. Like this town is like run by a business. And that was really sinking in for me on this watch, where I was like, oh yeah, this is like fucking Elon Musk's Mars colony, where it's just like, yeah, like just a CEO runs everything here.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that is like really like eerie and creepy and upsetting. In a way that I hadn't really noticed on previous watches. Maybe it's because it's 2025 and it's the year of Luigi Mangione, and that's what's making me think about all this shit. But yeah.
Well, Connell Cochran does get Luigi Mangione by a laser from stone. Shooting from a Stonehenge rock at the end of this movie, so
yeah,
Santa Mira has their CEO problem taken care of.
Yeah, Luigi Mangione should have showed up in this movie to solve the problem before the evil mask plot happened. You know, ideally we're doing something about all of these billionaires before they execute their child murdering plot. Maybe someone should do something about this.
I don't know. I'm much more in favor of the child murdering plot that involves masks that turn them into snakes and bugs.
That's true. Yeah, rather than just like denying them healthcare.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At least kill them in a fun way.
Yeah. Right. If there was a CEO that was like, my business is turning kids' heads into snakes and bugs, I would be like, he's actually one of the good ones. Yeah. I know they say there's no good billionaires, but Connell Cochran, he's all right. Yeah. He's certainly more charismatic than like Jeff Bezos. I'd rather hear this guy talk.
Well, it's Dan O'Hurley.
Oh yeah,
one of our great actors.
Yeah. One of our great Irishmen. Yeah. He rocks in this movie.
He's so good in this.
Dan O'Hurley, this movie's great. Dan O'Hurley shows up in like the second act, just to keep you fully invested, because like things in this movie are similar to Exorcist 3, sort of patient. You sort of have to wait between big things in this movie, and just as the movie is like barely at risk of losing you even the slightest bit, Dan O'Hurley shows up, and you're like, thank God, look at this guy. Please say more words to me in your gorgeous voice. Yeah.
He's great in RoboCop.
Yeah.
He might be better in this.
I like him more in this. Like, I love him in RoboCop.
He gets to be more of a villain in this.
Yes, he gets to choose some scenery in this one, which I really like.
Yeah. And I love when he does his speech at the end of the movie, which we'll talk about.
The Festival of Samhain.
And he lets some of that Irish sneak through a little bit more.
Yeah. The hills ran red. It's great.
So Tom Atkins and Ellie are in this town and they're fucking.
Well, before they fuck, he goes to the liquor store and gets his bottle in the brown bag.
Right, and runs into the homeless guy.
Right. And he runs into a like Depression era hobo.
I do think in my brain I always think that this guy is George Buckflower, the guy known for playing bums in several Carpenter movies or like Back to the Future. Basically, his career is made up of roles where he plays drunk bums.
Yeah,
but it's not George Buckflower. It's just some other guy.
It's another guy.
Yeah,
who looks like a Depression era hobo.
Yeah, he looks like he rode in on the rail.
Right. He looks like he is dreaming about the Big Rock Candy Mountains.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this hobo looking guy jumps out of the shadows at Tom Atkins to demand a sip from his bottle. And Tom Atkins, to his credit, is like, yeah, sure, man. Which I love. I love that
he's a kindred spirit in this man.
I love that this guy's like, I don't got no diseases or nothing. And he's like, all right. But yeah, and so he's Tom Atkins is asking this guy for information about the town, and this guy's just going off on Cochran. He's like, yeah, like he Santa Mira used to be a good town. Then, his factory moved in. He didn't hire any of the locals. He brought in all of his own labor and just like left the rest of us to fend for ourselves. Like nobody can get a job in this town.
Yeah.
And that is another thing where I was like, this feels very They Live to me, where it's like, yeah, like the big business, like the capitalists who like their rhetoric is like, we're creating jobs and we're gonna like make everything better for everyone. It's like, no, not really. Like what they actually do is like destroy communities and like isolate people and like force people into poverty and shit, you know. And there's a little bit of that in this movie. And also this guy's hilarious.
Yeah. And then he gets his head pulled off by the robots, which is also pretty rad.
Yes. I love this head rip. Yeah, because he ends the scene with Tom Atkins basically being like, what he says is, I'm going to get myself about a case and a half of Molotov cocktails, which I love the idea that you can just get Molotov cocktails in cases. But and burn the factory down. Right. It's the last fucking Halloween. And the CCTVs like obviously pick this up, like Cochrane's monitoring the whole town. So pretty immediately this guy just gets his head ripped off by robots.
It's a slow head rip too. Like they really have to work it out of there. But once it goes, it's like a little fountain.
There's a gorgeous jet of blood from this neck stump that Dean Cundey captures beautifully. It's like, it's art, honestly. Like I kind of want this frame of this movie where it's the jet of blood from this guy's neck framed and hung on my wall.
It catches the light just right.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a great one.
This isn't a particularly gory movie, but it's really gory when it counts.
When you need it to be, it delivers. Yeah. And there's another one of those coming up because like Tom Atkins gets back to the hotel and Ellie has taken a shower. She opens up her cozy little blanket to reveal that she's like changed into sexy lingerie, which reinforces my point that he is not the sole aggressor here. She packed a sexy nightie, and we saw the bag that she packed earlier. There's like a scene where
it's
like
a small bag.
It's a tiny little bag, so she only packed the essentials. One of the things she crammed into that tiny little like handbag that she brought along was this sexy little negligee. And so it's like, yeah, this was premeditated on her part. She was like, I'm going to go like try and solve my father's murder, but also I'm going to fuck this doctor. Like,
fuck this sad sack divorced doctor.
Right. So, you know, she knows what she's doing. But yeah, then they start fucking. Tom Atkins starts just sucking on this nipple. It's like, there are moments of like on-screen like sexual intimacy that kind of make me go like, whoa, every once in a while. Usually like it's pretty choreographed, it's pretty stagey. You're like, okay, I can tell that this person is not actually thrusting into this other person, right? And then there's shit like this in this movie where it's like, yeah, that's just a dude's mouth on a woman's nipple, and there's no way they could have faked it. And it does feel like borderline pornographic, but also it's pretty brief, so it's all right.
It's a little gross.
It's a little gross. But it's kind of gross in a way that you kind of want, where you're like, yeah, this movie's a little sleazy, it's a little trashy. Yeah.
We get a choice, pristine look at this man's ass too when he stands up afterwards.
He's got a pretty nice ass.
It's America's ass right there.
Yeah.
That's Tom Atkins' America's ass.
His sort of like upper body leaves a little bit to be desired. Maybe it's seen better days. I don't want to be mean. You know, I got, you know, my own issues in that department. But his ass is looking good.
He's an interestingly proportioned man.
Yes.
Very wide up top.
Yeah, he's got like broad shoulders, but also kind of a thin frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But he's got a nice ass.
But in the other room,
oh my god,
this lady's fucking around with these buttons that are the Silver Shamrock trademark hanging on the masks. Right.
The lady who was like really like came in really hot earlier and then is like kind of sweet to Ellie in their interaction. The trademark has like popped off of one of the masks and she's just like fucking with it for no discernible reason. Like she's looking at it and there's like a microchip in the back and she just pulls a bobby pin out of her hair and starts just like fiddling with it. Because I guess it's the 80s and people didn't really know what microchips were. So she's just like, what is this? Is there a button in here I can push? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's another cool thing about this movie is the time that it was shot and what was happening in America with like the rise of the information age and the rise of the computer, and the way that this blends that with like what is essentially a folk horror story.
Yeah, this is kind of The Wicker Man in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And it's cool to see that tied in with like modern technology and, you know, just the shots of the room in the like the underground lab in the factory where they have the rock from Stonehenge and all of these computers and CRT monitors
in a big circle. I love that shit.
It's a really great contrast.
Yeah.
But before we get there, this lady gets her face fucking lasered off.
This lady getting fucking zapped in the face by this magical Stonehenge laser is like one of my favorite things in a horror movie, and like that's not hyperbole. I fucking love when this lady just gets it in the mouth with this fucking ancient Celtic laser. And then like her face, her like lips like have split open. And she's got like this gaping like laser hole in her face, and then a bug crawls out of it and crawls into her hair. It's so fucking sick.
It's so rad. And I've seen this movie, like we watched this 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've seen it like 3 or 4 times since then, and I forget this lady getting lasered in the face every time.
I don't know how you forget this.
I think
to me this is like one of the big things in this.
Well,
movie.
I think the kid's head turning into snakes and bugs sort of stands out.
Yeah.
But this lady getting fucking shoop de whooped. Did that age me? It's so good.
I think most of our listeners are more or less in the same age range that we are. So
yeah.
I think shoop de whoop is a reference that we can get away with.
Kind of a forgotten meme, though. I don't think it's stood the test of time.
Not if you're me, it's not forgotten. I'm still thinking about shoop de whoop. Yeah. So you know, it fires its laser into her fucking face. And this lady is immediately dead. And then I love that Connell Cochran and his like team of like his private ambulance show up. And he's like, oh yeah, we're going to fly her to San Francisco. She's going to get the best medical care imaginable or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Tom Atkins is like not buying it for a second. He's like, I smell something here. You know, this is horse shit. But they take her away.
Yeah, I love Tom Atkins running up there with, like, I'm assuming alcohol and pussy on his breath, throwing his clothes on, being like, oh, no, wait, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, he's like half dressed. Yeah. But I also love that, like, when the lady gets lasered in the face, we cut to the hotel room that Tom Atkins and Ellie are in, and she heard the laser.
Yeah.
And she goes, what's that? And he goes, who cares?
Let's get back to sucking on this nipple.
Yeah. The only sound I want to hear is
my mouth and Lefty have unfinished business.
Yeah, so then it's the next day, and they go to the factory. In here also, just sprinkled throughout, I do want to call out Tom Atkins, before he leaves on the trip with Ellie, he like gets this technician, this lab technician at the hospital, who he clearly has also been habitually fucking.
Yeah.
Like they clearly have just an ongoing thing. Her name's Teddy. I love Teddy. I love this character. I love the actress. I think that like her whole thing is great. Cause she kind of like busts his balls a little bit, but she's also clearly like really into him.
It's fun whenever they cut back to her, but I do think there's maybe a little bit too much of this plot in the movie.
Disagree. Anytime we cut back to Teddy, I'm like, thank God, Teddy's back.
Okay. And I'm also like, she's really bad at this. Because she's analyzing the remnants of what happened in the car explosion.
Because Tom Atkins is like, look into this for me.
And
like, feed me some info about what you find.
Right. The whole time she's just like, I don't know, man. All we found are car parts.
Yeah.
And she's doing, like, he calls her multiple times, and she's still just like, yeah, fucking, I don't know, man. And she has the same set of, like, charred machinery in front of her every time.
Yeah. But, like, in Teddy's defense, would you jump to the conclusion that man who self-immolated must have been made of robot parts?
No.
It feels like a logical leap that, like, it makes sense that she doesn't take.
It's also very funny that she looks at one of the parts and realizes something's off about it, and then immediately
gets murdered. Yeah. yeah. Her death scene is cool. It's like kind of it reminded me a little bit of like a kill scene in like a Giallo movie where most of the violence happens off screen, but we're paying a lot of attention. Like we're doing like extreme close-ups on like the murder weapon before the kill happens and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and the gloved hands picking up the drill and like it going down.
Yeah.
Just before it goes into her head. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that kill a lot. I think even though it's not bloody and you don't really see anything, it still like is very like effective and tense.
Yeah, it's another one that I forget about. Watching it this time, I was sort of wanting to see a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah. And I like that you like get the chance to form a little bit of an emotional attachment to the character. So when she dies, you're like, ah, damn, Teddy got it. At least that's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big Teddy fan.
Yeah.
So he's like around here, he's calling Teddy again and being like, hey, what's the status? And she's like, I don't know. It's just fucking car parts. Then they go to the factory for the first time and they show up and like the fucking dude who's here to buy masks, Buddy, is here with his family. This guy fucking sucks. He reminds me of like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation, right? Yeah. He's a real Cousin Eddie type.
Showing up in the Winnebago,
right,
with the family to go get masks. And the kid's a fucking piece of shit, little brat.
Yeah. I hate this kid, and I am so glad his head turns into snakes and bugs. This movie maybe helped me solidify some of my opinions about child murder in horror films. Where like when this kid gets it, I feel like that was kind of a neurons connected in my brain, and I was like, yes, it is good when child dies in horror movie.
This is one of the best.
It's an all-timer.
If not the best, I would think.
Yeah.
I think like I mean the other like big kid deaths that I can think of, man, I don't know, like fucking Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh man. Yeah. I wanted Vanilla Twist. Yeah, that one's great.
I was rewatching Dawn of the Dead, and like really early in the movie, Ken Foree just shoots two zombie kids without even thinking about it.
Nice.
That's pretty rad.
Another great one is previously mentioned in this episode, Trick or Treat. That fat kid just puking his guts out. And then he like starts like waking back up in the grave, and fucking Dylan Baker like cuts his head off with a shovel or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that shit's good.
Oh, I watched Lucio Fulci's The Beyond last night.
Yeah,
awesome kid death in that movie.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
I like got up out of the room and I came back and the kid was dead, and I was like, wait, what? I gotta rewind.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's an all-timer in this movie. It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're at the factory, and initially, like, so this is where, like, Tom Atkins, they're, like, getting a tour of the factory, and Tom Atkins is starting to be like, I don't know, man, like, maybe we're in over our head. I see all these, like, weird G-men in these suits. They look suspiciously like the guy who killed your dad.
Right, because they're just there to confirm that he went to Santa Mira to pick up the order of the masks. And that's what they find out, and they're sort of like contemplating their next move when Cochran shows up to give Buddy Kupfer the tour.
Yeah. Because
he's the highest selling like mask the merchant that sold the most masks in the past year.
Yeah.
And then Ellie's sort of like,
right, Buddy's like, bring my friends along, and Ellie's like, yeah, okay. And Tom Atkins is like, I thought we would just go back to the hotel and like bang a little bit more until, you know, it's drinking time.
Right. Kind of want to get back to what we were doing earlier.
Babe, we're going to run out the clock on the daylight hours where I can, you know, maintain a full erection. Because as you know, when the sun goes down, Daddy has to have his medicine. But so they take the tour of the factory, and Tom Atkins is being so suspicious here. He like cannot play it cool at all. But so eventually, like, it leads to Ellie noticing that her dad's car in like a garage on the company premises, and like she also has no chill. She's like, "That's my father's car," and like runs up to it, and all these G-men like form a line and block her. And Cochrane's like, "Oh yeah, this is clearly like these people are here to try and like fucking foil my evil plan." Like, immediately he clocks this.
My question is, are all of the workers at the Santa Mira plant, including these like front office people, are they all robots?
Yeah, this is a good question.
Because we do have another robot in this movie that's not a G-Man. It's the fucking old lady knitting, which is just kind of brought up, and then he says a few lines about it that don't make sense. Right. It's like, this was an old piece.
It's German. It's from the 1700s.
Yeah, very hard to replace.
Yeah.
And he's like, just got this old lady robot in the back for some reason.
I was thinking about this on this most recent watch, because I sort of always assumed only the guys in the suits were robots and everybody else was human. I was watching the scientists really closely last night, and I was like, I think they're robots too. Because there's the guy who notices that Tom Atkins has like gotten out of his bindings and like thrown the mask over the security camera, and he like waits and in total stillness for Cochrane to be done with his phone call before he says anything. He just like stands there and just stares, like unblinking, waiting for him to be done with his phone call before he says anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that guy's acting like a robot. And so I sort of think at least the scientist guys in the Stonehenge room are also robots, and potentially everyone at this factory is a robot.
He's the only guy that talks. Because none of the G-men talk. Ellie doesn't talk after she's been turned into a robot.
Yeah.
But maybe everyone on Stonehenge duty is a robot.
I kind of think maybe the whole factory is staffed by robots, and that's what that hobo guy's talking about when he's like, he didn't hire any locals, he brought in people from outside Santa Mira to work at the factory.
Yeah.
I sort of think that it's not like he brought in Irish people from Ireland. It's like, no, he's the only human working here. Like, it's Cochrane and an army of robots, which, like, again, in 2025, this movie feels ahead of its time because it's like a billionaire CEO. They say, like, textually in the movie, Connell Cochrane is one of the richest men in America.
Yeah.
They say that, right? And it's like, he is a billionaire CEO running a company staffed entirely by AI, basically. And it's just like, watching this movie last night, I was like, wow, Tommy Lee Wallace like really was ahead of his time with this shit. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like a guy who is just collecting all of the profits and keeping it all for himself because he has like assembled a workforce that he doesn't have to pay because they're like fake people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, a tour of a mask factory, a lot less glamorous than like touring a chocolate factory.
Even a brewery tour. I've been on my share of brewery tours. They're way more fun than this mask factory tour.
It's like, let's ingest some toxic, noxious fumes.
Right. Yeah.
While you watch these masks get made.
Yeah, we pour liquid latex in a mold and paint it. That's basically the whole thing.
Here's the back room of all the racist novelty toys that Connell Cochrane has made.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't you know the Cochrane toy empire is mostly made on, you know, little racist caricatures banging symbols together. It's what America wanted in the 19th century.
I do think this guy is immortal.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I think this guy's been around for a while.
Well, in the original draft of the script, this was in E.T.'s research. Apparently, he was a 3,000-year-old demon in the first draft of the script, and they changed it to make him basically like a warlock. But he does have the energy of like, yeah, this guy maybe, when he's talking about like the last great Samhain was like 1,000 years ago or whatever, it's like, I think he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
He's got some like, right, he's witch powers that like have elongated his life or some shit. Yeah. And also made him just really good at making masks because he can make a mask that looks indistinguishable from an actual human face. But yeah, so like they visit the factory, they see the dad's car. That's it for factory visit 1. They go back to the hotel. And this is where we have like the banger line of the movie, which I've already said once. But like they're back at the hotel. Ellie is like, what do we do now? That was definitely Dad's car. We got to figure out something. And Tom Atkins walks out of the hotel bathroom holding a glass of booze and goes, I think it's time for the Marines. And then slams this glass of booze. Because he's just like so over it. He's like, I want to get back to the hospital. Let's call in the National Guard. Let's call in whoever. Like, this is not our problem anymore. But she's insistent. Like, she wants to keep looking into it. And so then he leaves again.
He goes to the office to make another call. I think he's calling Teddy again.
Yes, he is.
And in the meantime, Ellie gets kidnapped by the G-Men, and he starts following her and sees her get like, loaded into a car in a garage and taken to the factory.
And he's also running from the G-Men because they're after him too. Because basically, like, Cochran knows that the two of them are up to something, so he just wants to deal with the situation. So he's on the run. There's a great scene where he's in the phone booth calling. Is he calling his wife again, or he's calling like the cops or somebody?
I think Cochran shuts down the phone lines.
Oh, that's what it is. He's trying
to make a call out, and he can't get
because he controls all the utilities in the town.
Yeah.
So it's like even the phone booths won't work.
And there was a shot earlier. I think one of his first calls that he makes from the hotel office. There's like a blink and you miss it shot. There's a bug under the desk.
Yep. Yeah. So Cochran's like listening to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like the shot in the phone booth where like the car full of the like private security from the toy factory like goes by, and he just like really smoothly slides down in this phone booth. It's a great like moment of Tom Atkins like physical acting in this. And so eventually he just follows them to the factory because that's where they took Ellie. And does a really bad job of sneaking into this factory. He's basically caught immediately. He does kill one of the G-Men by just like punching through his chest. And that's the reveal that these guys are robots, because he like punches into this guy's chest and it's like all this like yellow shit starts coming out of this dude's mouth and, like out of his chest. It looks kind of like, I think it's supposed to be motor oil, right? To keep them lubricated or whatever. But yeah, they're androids. And I think this is an alien situation.
And I think he finds the old lady android here
that's
too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing that I just totally forget in this movie because she's just like here for some reason.
That is like a creepy little scene though. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Creepy looking old lady too.
Yeah.
And this is really where like Dan O'Hurley starts turning up the cheese and starts chewing scenery.
Someone on Letterboxd said Dan O'Hurley is my favorite Bond villain, and I was like, it is kind of a Bond villain performance in a way that I really like, where he is doing a little bit like mustache twirling, like monologuing shit, and it is very much like, now Mr. Bond, you will see my plan come to its fruition or whatever. Like it's very much that type of shit. But the fun little edge on it is that it's like, he's like a warlock, and he's been melding magic and science, which like listeners to the podcast who have heard our fucking Prince of Darkness episode will know that's a thing that I severely fuck with. So I love when it happens in this movie, when it's like, oh yeah, it's like technology and magic. Like it's like the occult plus, computer chips and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember almost falling out of my chair when they go down into the lab, and it reveals that there's a giant pillar of Stonehenge.
Yes, there's a 5-ton piece of Stonehenge, which when when Ellie's dad shows up at the gas station at the beginning of the movie, there's a news broadcast on about the piece of Stonehenge going missing. So I love that it's like they plant the seed super early and then it comes back like at the end.
And you sort of forget about it.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized like my rule is like, if there's a radio show or a television broadcast happening in a horror movie, pay attention.
Right. Yeah. It's always relevant.
It's always relevant. And I do love this this reveal shot, this long take of them walking down the stairwell into the stairs into the lab,
It's
and it
so
reveals
good.
it. because it's like a medium shot of them walking down the stairs. Then we get a wide shot of the computers and the Stonehenge monolith, and then we push in on them meeting at the bottom of the Stonehenge.
Yes, it is
great shot.
It's like classic Dean Cundey shit. Mm-hmm. And it is one of the things that makes this movie transcend. Like, there are people who are like, oh, Halloween 3, that's sort of a good, bad movie. And I'm like, no, Halloween 3 is a good movie.
I've heard people say that this movie would have been successful if they just called it Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I kind of think that's... I think that's maybe true.
Like, I don't know that this movie would have made money.
I don't think it would have been super successful because I think it's too weird.
Yeah.
I think it would have been sort of a Big Trouble in Little China situation where it's like, it did okay, you know, but I don't think it would have been like a hit, you know.
Yeah, I think it probably would still have like a cult film status.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't have been so maligned over the years and like had to gain it back because of the Halloween connection.
Yeah, but I could totally see this being a cult film just on its own merits without the Halloween title, for sure. Because I think that there is so much like legitimate artistry behind this thing. Like, you got like so many people operating at the height of their powers who are like great filmmakers, like great artists working on this thing. And that the reveal shot of this like basement compound is indicative of that. It's, like, the piece of Stonehenge is such a striking image, and like you said before, the ring of computers and CRT TVs and shit, and all of these like androids or whatever shuffling around in these lab coats. It's like, it feels very like singular. Like it feels like a little bit like a horror version of like the part in any of those early Star Wars movies where they sneak onto a Star Destroyer and you kind of see like the evil base of operations, you know? It's like, it's the horror, like occult version of that type of shit.
Yeah, and the room itself too is this huge room that's dark, like you don't know how big the room is. They're sort of just like cavernous, in this black void for a while. Yeah. Which is really cool.
Yeah. I love this set. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And then Dan O'Hurley, he's like, yes, a piece of Stonehenge. It was quite a feat to get it here.
Yes, you wouldn't believe how we did it. And then he doesn't elaborate, and I'm like, genius.
I'm sorry. I need to see how we're moving this thing.
That's the prequel, yeah. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch begins.
Yeah.
Halloween 3 Season of the Witch origins.
I think he built the robots so they could carry the plinth from Stonehenge.
Right.
It's like, I need someone who can lift this thing.
I need an army of Terminators to carry this 5-ton piece of rock. Yeah. So yeah,
how are we transporting this thing? By land? By sea?
Who knows? Definitely, yeah, I don't think you can put it on a plane.
No, I was thinking helicopters.
Yeah, right.
With like suspended beneath them.
Right. Yeah. I could see that. One of the richest men in America. He can figure it out.
Yeah.
You know. But it probably just put it in a shipping container and just lied on the manifest. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a bunch of Halloween masks." So yeah, he does his villain monologue, a little bit of his villain monologue to Tom Atkins here. But before he really does like the full like, Mr. Bond, I am tying you up and putting you in a room where you can witness my evil plan. First, we have to take a pit stop because he's like, you're not going to understand what my evil plan is unless I show you. So let's go watch a demonstration. And this is where we go into test room A. Buddy, the top mask salesman, and his family are ushered into this room that is like hilariously dressed to be like a middle America suburban living room. But it's like this ominous steel.
It's like
cell.
A bunker from Fallout. Basically.
Right. And I love that Buddy's wife is like, I don't like this place. It creeps me out. And it's like, yeah, you're clearly in a murder chamber. Like, obviously what's about to happen.
And Buddy's so fucking stupid. He's just like, oh, shut up, honey. Mr. Cochran said we're just going to watch some commercials.
Yeah, he just wants my feedback on his marketing campaign or whatever. And little Buddy is being an obnoxious little shit here, which is great because then the next thing that happens is like, They start playing the TV commercial in this room. They lock this family in the room. They start playing the TV commercial. Little buddy puts his mask on when prompted by the TV and watches the Silver Shamrock commercial. And the magic of signal of the commercial activates the microchip in his mask and melts his head and turns it into a bunch of snakes and bugs. And it's like the best kill in a horror movie, maybe.
A lot of bugs.
And
lot
so
of
many snakes.
A lot of snakes.
So many snakes.
I forget there's like a big snake that comes out at the end. Like there's little ones.
There's like a python that comes out, but
Yeah.
then there's also a rattlesnake. Like
Yeah.
an Arizona diamondback rattlesnake comes out of this kid's mouth. And you can sort of see the kid's like deformed head under the mask.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
And the mask is it's like melting while it's happening.
Right. It's like fusing with his flesh.
Yeah.
It's really, really sick.
It takes his parents a couple seconds to realize what's going on too.
Yeah.
Which is really fun. And then they're killed off screen, right? Like the parents are killed off screen, I think.
You see Buddy get bitten by the rattlesnake and then he just kind of falls over. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
The assumption is like, yeah, the room is now full of venomous snakes and they just get killed.
Give me a few more minutes on these two getting killed,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. I do sort of wish that their deaths were as spectacular as Little Buddy's, but the mask kill goes a really long way, so I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
So this is the plan, right? Connell Cochran is going to play this TV commercial on Halloween night, countrywide, and Silver Shamrock masks have been selling like hotcakes. So just like thousands, maybe millions of children across the country are going to have their heads melt into snakes and bugs.
To the point where they have like trucks going around with speakers telling kids to go home and watch the big giveaway.
Yes.
Like this man has an army for his little toys.
Yeah, because he's one of the richest men in America.
Yeah.
This guy is fucking Elon Musk, right? He has unlimited resources. Yeah. And so this is where he like locks Tom Atkins in one of these like bunker cell rooms and straps him to a chair with these like hilarious like seatbelt straps.
Yeah.
And puts one of the masks on him and is basically like, yeah, just watch TV until the big giveaway. And turns on Halloween 78, which I think is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that there's like a music sting from the original Halloween movie that happens like at a very like dramatic moment in Cochran's speech too.
Yeah.
It's like a nice little homage.
I like the music stings that Carpenter writes into the score.
Oh yeah.
Like the meow noise or whatever that he
like
plays on his synth.
Right, like when a light turns on.
Yeah.
Like Tom Atkins is sneaking around the factory and a light turns on in one of the windows and it's like pew!
Or whenever the G-men show up in like a jump scare. Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
I love Dan O'Hurley's delivery of the monologue too.
It's so good.
It's so well written.
Yeah.
Where he talks about how basically, years ago, Samhain was celebrated with the death of children and the death of animals.
Yes. Yeah.
And he does a great job delivering it. It's so eerie. And I love at the end when he's like, "Oh, happy Halloween."
Yeah. I love the thing that he says where he's like, in terms of like his motivation, he's basically just like, it's time again, right?
Yeah.
We don't decide these things, the planets do. Yeah. Which I love that he's like, he's an occultist, right? And he's like, well, the planets are in alignment. We have to make sacrifices to the gods. What gods? It doesn't matter, right? You're expendable and I'm not.
Yeah.
Is sort of his attitude. Right.
And then we get a montage of shots in here of kids going out trick-or-treating
I
all over the country in Silver Shamrock masks.
I fucking love this montage. This is one of my favorite things in this movie. I think this is legitimately so effective at building tension.
Yeah.
And it's very eerie because like what you're hearing is this wonderful John Carpenter and Alan Howarth like eerie synth score.
Yes, we should mention Alan Howarth collaborated with him on this score.
Yes, frequent Carpenter collaborator on scores. He also worked on Prince of Darkness and The Thing and a bunch of other movies.
They stopped at some point, and I'm not sure why. I don't think they had a falling out, but
but yeah, they're this like marvelous piece of score like underscores this montage, and you just get all of the little subtitles telling you where in the country you are. And so many of these shots are like all-timer horror movie shots. Like the one of Phoenix, where it's like the kids like descending the mountain.
Yeah.
And the cities below them, and they're in silhouette. It's like, that's another one that I want framed and hung on my wall.
That's a great one. It's the one on the poster.
Yeah.
I did notice that it seemed like a lot of these shots, and I'm not the greatest person at guessing like geographic locations without context. A lot of these shots just look like California.
Right. It might be.
They just look like the California neighborhood where they shot the first movie.
Right. It might be, LA standing in as Seattle and,
Portland.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
LA can stand in for Phoenix, though, especially in the dark.
Yeah.
Especially in the dark.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I love this montage. I think it's so effective, and it really like establishes the stakes for the end of the movie. Because it's like you see all these kids wearing the masks, and it's like, yeah, like this is like the very real like human toll that is on the line,
Right. And this holiday that it's like Cochran says in the monologue, no one's ever questioned why kids go out in masks to get candy. It's like these kids are going to be killed after trick-or-treating in the costumes that they wore on Halloween night.
Yeah.
It's really cool stuff.
Yeah. So then he Cochran goes back to his command center to sort of watch the evening's events. And Tom Atkins like expeditiously just escapes from this chair that he's been bound to. Like they really should have worked a little bit harder on making sure he couldn't get away, because it's not actually that hard. It takes him like about 2 minutes, I think, to wriggle out of it.
When he tosses the mask onto the security camera,
yeah,
fucking good shot, dude.
Apparently that took him 40 tries. They had to film that 40 times. That was in ET's research, where apparently Tommy Lee Wallace got the idea for him to do that because Tommy Lee Wallace did it on accident. He like tossed a mask and it landed perfectly on the security camera, and he was like, "Oh, we'll write that into the script. That's how he gets away or whatever." And then he was like trying to make Tom Atkins do it, and they had to shoot it like 40 takes because he couldn't nail it. But he eventually got it. Yeah. And so then he escapes, and he goes and finds Ellie. Because she's in like a separate little chamber. He like unties her front. She's strapped down to a table. He unties her, and then they like sneak into the command center and find like a box of the chips. I love the first time I watched this movie.
But before they find the box of the chips,
yeah,
they do. He does use a rack of masks as moving cover.
Oh yeah,
in the background,
which is really funny.
It's hilarious that no one sees it.
Yeah, it's basically like a Looney Tunes gag where it's like a cardboard box and it's like tiptoeing and then like dropping down. Yeah. So then they get the box of the microchips. And the first time I watched this movie, when I realized what he was about to do, I was like, holy shit. Because it's pretty smart writing, actually.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, we've set up all of these elements. Like, this is how we're going to handle the climax of the movie. Is like, he dumps out the box of microchips and he sneaks over to the computer and starts playing the commercial, which is obviously what like activates the lasers in the chips, and then just dumps the chips on all these scientists, and the lasers just shoot everybody. If I have one like moderate critique of this movie, it's that these lasers shoot all these scientists, and there is nary a snake or bug to be seen. They get shot by the Stonehenge lasers, and they just kind of fall over.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I really wish we saw some of these people melting.
The effects are also a little cartoonish, even for the time.
Yeah. It reminds me of like latter Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, where it's just like, this is like a cartoon lightning bolt that they drew on after the fact.
Which you've seen now, so you can attest to that.
I have now seen through number 6. Yeah. And whoo doggy.
Yeah, that Freddy's Dead is a real
shit gets
it's
rough,
a real
man.
shit bag, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah.
Still better than the remake. I think the remake is the worst Nightmare film.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch that one. I think I'm going to watch through New Nightmare this year and then take a little break and see if I get around to Freddy vs. Jason and the remake.
Mm-hmm. Freddy vs. Jason's a good time.
I want to watch more Friday the 13th movies before I watch Freddy vs. Jason.
I think Freddy vs. Jason is more of a nightmare movie than a Friday the 13th movie.
Okay.
But conversely, it's a better entry in Friday the 13th and one of the weaker ones in Nightmare.
Got it.
But still pretty fun.
Yeah, Nightmare's got some strong ones.
Yeah.
I enjoyed 4 quite a bit. 5 was a mixed bag.
4 and 5 are kind of interchangeable for me.
Yeah. I think 4 is notably better than 5.
I'd have to watch them again to be sure. But
5 is the one with the haunted uterus. And
but 5 has the motorcycle kill, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Tetsuo the Iron Man did it better. You know? I don't know.
But it's fun to see a Freddy movie try that.
It is. But it's also like the only good thing in that movie.
Okay.
And then like the rest of it's kind of dog shit a little bit. I like Freddy dying at the end of that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in 6 is just a big old pile of shit.
Yeah.
Breckenmeyer fucking being IRL Mario. Miss me with that shit. Anyway, good movie. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Yeah, so like all these scientists get lasered and then Cochrane's the only one left. I like him like seeing Tom Atkins up in the rafters and doing a little clap. He's like, good job. Good for you.
Yeah, the cunty little clap is very good.
And he like he's not sad about getting lasered by Stonehenge at all because he's like, my plan's already in motion, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love that he's just like, yeah, this doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
I like that he turns to stone as he's getting lasered and he's still got the smile on his face.
Yep. He's got this big shit-eating grin.
That effect that they use, that puppet or whatever they built, is doesn't look great, but I'm okay with it. It's one of the things that I forget about in this movie.
I actually love it.
You do?
Because you're right, it doesn't look real. It also is like very eerie to me.
Okay.
There's like an uncanniness to the like puppet or dummy or whatever it is, where it looks enough like Dan O'Herlihy, but it looks like weird uncanny valley, and they hold on it for a while as it like dissolves. I actually really love that shot.
I wish
like it doesn't look like real, but it looks it's effective to me.
Yeah, I wish it ended with like a practical effect, like it exploding or turning to dust, rather than just disappearing, though.
I kind of like that he vanishes, though, because to me it's like this guy's like a weird, mysterious ancient warlock, and like maybe he's not dead. Maybe he just like, you know, he just like gets zapped out of existence, but he like is gonna like rematerialize somewhere else. Like it feels like it's like less definitive than if he like exploded.
Yeah,
he's
definitely coming back for Halloween 4.
Yeah, right.
Oh wait, who's this dickhead in the Captain Kirk mask?
Right, yeah.
And what happened to the Irish toy maker and the kids?
It would be so funny if the 4th one was Michael Myers versus Connell Cochran, and they were just like, yeah, we're just gonna do both now. That's what they should have done.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and then because in 4 he has to get a new mask. So Silver Shamrock starts making
mask.
or they start making Michael Myers masks.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets killed at the end of the movie.
His head turns into snakes and bugs.
Yeah, it doesn't reveal it until the very end, and Connell Cochran's like, play this for the commercial.
We need to invent time travel so that we can go back in time and make that the 4th Halloween movie.
Yeah. And Dr. Loomis is still there running around.
I shot him 6 times.
I shot that Irish toy maker 6 times.
He's not human. Yeah, so then they run out of the Silver Shamrock factory as everything's exploding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot as they're running away from the factory where there is like cartoon fire erupting from the factory, and this is also a shot where I'm like, this doesn't look real, but it looks good. I think the kind of glow, like the fire, the glow of the fire effect, kind of works for me. It's cool. Like it's stylized in a way that I think is fun and visually interesting and in keeping with the visual style of the film. And even though it doesn't actually look like the factory's on fire, it's sort of like a weird, like, impressionistic image that I like really fuck with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it reminds me of the nuke going off in Predator,
Right.
where the explosion is kind of, and like the blast with the shot with Arnold in it is kind of cheesy and doesn't really look all that real, but it's also like, yeah, it's like an alien nuke, so it's like a little weird.
Right.
And here there's like some sort of supernatural force,
Right. It's like magic
emanating from Stonehenge.
Fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get away. They start like driving away from Santa Mira. And this is where, like, you as the viewer start becoming aware that, like, Ellie has been eerily silent the entire time.
And I think it's made sense so far because they're sneaking around the factory.
Right, they're trying not to be noticed.
Right.
Yeah. But as soon as they're in the car, it's like, she's not saying anything.
Yeah, and just as you realize that, he asks her what's going on, and then she grabs him because she's a robot.
Right. She attacks him. She's been replaced by a robot. The real Ellie is presumably dead. And she like makes him crash the car into the tree. There's all the fun stuff where like he gets attacked by her like disembodied arm, and like he has to like decapitate her, like he has to like cut her head off, and then her headless body attacks him too.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this shit is very fun.
I like the shot of her head lying next to her body.
Yeah.
And they clearly just put the actress, they just dug a hole for the actress to stick her head through, and her eyes are going back and forth.
Yeah, and she's just next to this like dummy body.
Yeah, that's good.
It's great. It's great.
Did I fall off your couch when we watched this for the first time? I think that was when I fell off the
I think
couch.
you did, yeah.
Because I was probably just drunk enough that would happen to me physically, and I was also like waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
And then she attacked him, and I was like, oh, she was a fucking robot.
Yep. Yeah, I believe you did. I think you might have rolled off the old soap.
Yeah. What a good movie. Man.
Yeah. So he gets away from her and starts running, and he runs to the same gas station that Ellie's dad ran to at the beginning of the movie. I love this bookend with this movie where it's like, now Chalice is the crazy guy running into the gas station being like, they're gonna kill everybody, just like the guy at the beginning. And it's the same gas station attendant. I love that this guy's like, don't I know you? And these kids come in trick-or-treating, and they're wearing the masks, and Chalice is on the phone with the TV station trying to get them to pull the commercial off the air. And he successfully gets them to do it on 2 of the channels. And then they switch to the third channel. And he's like, it's still airing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no more time.
This dickhead kid keeps switching channels.
Yep. Yeah. Just to find the one where the commercial's still airing for the big giveaway, right? And I love the ending of this movie fucking owns.
Yes. Because the plan works.
Yes. Right, it's a horror movie. It's a downer ending. The bad guys win. All these kids' heads get melted. Yeah. And you just end on him pleading with the TV station to turn the commercial off. And he's like, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! And then it just cuts to black.
Yeah.
And it goes so fucking hard. And the whole time you have the Halloween commercial, and it's like getting faster and faster. It's so good. I also misremembered there being a freeze frame at the end of this.
Me too.
But there isn't.
No.
And it's so much better that there's not.
Yeah.
There's no freeze frame. He just screams, stop it, and it just hard cuts to black.
Yeah, I think the stop it echoes as they cut to the credits, which I think is really effective.
Yeah.
Also, like, you got 3 kids in front of you. Maybe take the masks off them.
Like, rip these masks off
You at least
their
save
heads.
3 kids.
Yeah, right. You maybe go to jail for assaulting a child, but at least you won't have to see their heads get melted. Yeah. Yeah,
this ending fucking rocks.
It's so good. It like the ending, the movie's great. The ending kind of makes the movie, though.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if this movie ended any other way, I think it would not be what it is. And the fact that this movie has such a dark, like, downer ending, where, like, after all of the kind of silliness and campiness in this movie, you're left kind of being like, oh, fuck.
Like, it
it's
contrasts.
so effective.
Yeah, it can contrast pretty heavily with some of the shortcomings of the movie and like some of the intentional kind of campy sci-fi tone.
Right.
That it's like, we're going to set up this kind of goofy sci-fi premise. Oh, this guy wants to kill kids. And then like having the plan succeed at the end, I think is honestly like one of the most effective endings of any horror movie for me personally.
It's one of those things that you drew a Twilight Zone comparison earlier. Yeah. It's one of the things that makes this movie feel like a Twilight Zone episode, because a lot of the time in original Twilight Zone, that is sort of the tone balance that show operates on, is like, yeah, we're having fun. This is something where maybe you can laugh at the cheesiness of this a little bit, but we're going to leave you unsettled and like thinking about this, and it's going to stick with you, right? And this feels like it pulls off very much like a very similar trick, where it's like, yeah, you were having fun and you were laughing at the little, the goofy little effects or whatever. But at the end of the day, like when you're going to bed after watching this movie, you're going to be like, damn, that shit was fucked up. Yeah, it works. It's so good. And then like the credits are like really eerie after that. Like it maintains the tone.
Yeah,
as
Carpenter's
the movie leaves you.
Carpenter's score comes back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. What a good movie.
Yeah, dude.
I love this movie.
It's a great fucking movie.
David, this is a silly question, but it's the format of the podcast.
Yeah.
Is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch the greatest movie ever made?
Justice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the greatest movie ever made.
Cool. I'm gonna have to cut some of that dead air out, but it'd be funny if I didn't.
No. Yeah. Do I need a reason? I think this movie has more creativity than the rest of the Halloween sequels combined.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you haven't seen Ends yet.
No.
Ends doesn't go Halloween. David Gordon Green's Halloween Ends does not go Season of the Witch crazy, but it is, I think, maybe the second most creative entry in the entire franchise. I did
hear that. Yeah, Ends goes a little different.
It's weird. It's a weird movie.
But the ones that I've seen, which is up to David Gordon Green's 2018 film.
Yeah.
This is better than any of them. I love this movie so much. I love the genres and contrasting tones that this thing pulls together.
Yeah.
I love Tom Atkins. One of our greatest character actors.
Yeah.
One of my favorite guys in a movie.
Yes. If you checked out Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, and you haven't seen Night of the Creeps.
Oh man, he might be better in Night of the Creeps.
He's great in Night of the Creeps.
But this is still like the prototypical Atkins for me.
Right, yeah.
He's also great in The Fog, which is where he worked with Carpenter first.
Yeah,
he's got a little cameo in Escape from New York.
Yep.
He's in Lethal Weapon.
Yep.
I love Tom Atkins. I love Dan O'Herlihy. Stacy Nelkin, who plays Ellie Grimbridge.
Yeah.
Great in this movie.
She is.
We didn't talk about her, but she's really good.
She is great.
I just think this movie's so much fucking fun, honestly. I have such a good time with it. There's a reason why I watched it so much, and maybe I overexposed myself to it.
Yeah.
But it had been a good year and a half since I watched this last, and it just greeted me like an old friend on this viewing with a 6-pack of Miller High Life to sweeten the deal.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies to watch around this time of year, and I love it. And I think it's the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
And I think if you're one of the people holding out and saying that you don't like this movie because Michael Myers isn't in it, Tom Atkins fucks your mom. So give this one another watch with fresh eyes, and I think there's a lot to appreciate here.
Yeah.
Even if you don't appreciate it as much as we do, but we're also crazy.
Yeah.
Justice is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, the greatest movie ever made.
David. Yes. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is the greatest movie ever made. It's real fucking good. I love this movie. This is my second favorite Halloween movie, as I said. The first Halloween will always hold a special place in my heart because it is a formative horror movie for me. It's one of the ones that made me into a fan of the genre. But Halloween 3, I think you're right, it has more creativity and originality than most other films, not just in the Halloween franchise, but in like any horror franchise. Like I feel like this level of originality you're not going to find outside of like, you know, some of the more off the wall like Nightmare on Elm Street entries or like Hellraiser entries, you know. And in addition to that creativity, it also has like the artistic bona fides to back it up. It looks fucking great.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is incredible. It's pretty well written, you know, and like there's a an overall atmosphere in this movie that I think, as you mentioned before, is just like so. It feels so much like the holiday. Like this is really the Halloween movie that is the most Halloweeny. And as a huge fan of the holiday, as just a person who loves this time of year, it really scratches that itch for me in a way that I don't think any other movie does. Like this is sort of like the best movie to watch on Halloween. Yeah, I think it's sort of undeniable. It also has a protagonist who is like a slovenly drunk sack of shit who's like unrelentingly horny and is sort of like a hero unwillingly in this movie, which is like a fun
something you can relate to.
It's a yeah, right. It's a fun thing. Right, I'm also a horny drunk, yeah. But the difference is I'm only horny for my wife. Unlike Tom Atkins in this movie. Yeah, it's the greatest movie ever made. I love this fucking movie. I love this movie. And I think I love it more every time I see it, honestly. Like this is one of those ones where it's just like, yeah, every time I see it, I'm like, God damn, I love this movie so much.
If I'm splitting hairs, this may have gone down ever so slightly for me, but I mean, like, this is still a fucking 5-star masterpiece, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's just I watched it so many times in between the last time that the first time that you and I saw it. But yeah, I second everything that you said. I think this is like a perfect movie to watch for Halloween. You can't get much better than this, frankly.
Yeah, we have an honorary Podmaster verdict on this one. She just texted me. She said, such a good film, so atmospheric and reminiscent of what it's like to be a kid at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
At least my version of that, which I think is very true. I think it's like, yeah, this does feel like a movie that reminds you of like trick-or-treating, especially that montage that we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said, however, I think it suffers and is underestimated due to the connection to the larger franchise, which is true. Like we said, if this didn't have the Halloween title on it, people might have been maybe a little bit more kind to it.
But I think people are really coming around to this one more so than, like, I would say Exorcist 3.
Yes.
I think this is now accepted as, like,
one of the better ones.
One of the better ones,
Yeah.
even if they're not as into it as we are. Like, even Joe Bob Briggs famously hated this movie for years.
Yeah.
And then hosted a screening of it relatively recently and admitted that he'd been too hard on it.
Right, yeah.
So, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Joe Bob was like, I was wrong about this one.
Yeah.
Did you know Joe Dante was originally going to direct this movie?
I didn't.
Yeah, Joe Dante was connected and then, like, I think dropped out to direct something else. And then Carpenter was like, all right, Tommy Lee, it's your time to shine.
Yeah, much like Carpenter, a lot of almost Joe Dante.
Right, yeah.
Directorial stories.
Yeah. But thank God Tommy Lee Wallace directed this movie. I don't think anyone could have done it better.
Yeah.
He really rocks this shit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, great movie. Great fucking movie.
Cool.
David,
I was going to say a perfect way to close out Halloween Horror-thon 3, Season of the Witch.
Right, with the title film. Yeah, we hope you've enjoyed 5 weeks of seasonal frights with us, but obviously the Halloween season is now sadly at an end. But we're going to keep marching on the podcast. Just because Halloween's over doesn't mean we're slowing down. So, David, what are we talking about next week?
So we're back to chasing engagement.
Yeah, that's
from movies that are coming out in theaters. So we have 2 movies coming out back to back that I wanted to tie in.
Yeah.
One of them is Predator: Badlands.
Right.
And the other one is Edgar Wright's remake of The Running Man.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were a smarter man, I would say that we would cover the original Predator from 1987,
right,
directed
a classic
by John McTiernan,
that everyone loves, yeah.
and then cover the original Running Man,
yes.
both films starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. But then that's half of an Arnold Schwarzenegger month,
right.
And at that point, why don't we just do Arnold Schwarzenegger November? So we're not doing that.
No.
Next week, we are watching another maligned sequel that has gained some appreciation over the years. We're going to watch Predator 2.
Hell yeah.
Starring one Danny Glover.
I'm excited for this because I have seen the first Predator, but I have never seen Predator 2. So this is going to be a first-time watch for me. And I love Danny Glover.
This will be a second-time watch for me.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this that much on the first time, but I'm interested to see what it's like going back to it.
Yeah. So tune in next week for Predator taking on the big city.
Yeah.
The concrete jungle.
And taking on Bill Paxton.
Oh, Bill Paxton's in this?
Bill Paxton is the only man to be killed by a xenomorph, a Terminator, and a Predator.
Hell
my friend.
Yeah. God damn. R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
Oh, Gary Busey too. We got Gary Busey in the mix in this one.
Yeah. Speaking of Bill Paxton, I would just like to say this episode is releasing on Halloween. If you're looking for something to watch on Halloween night, and you want to see something starring Bill Paxton, and you've never seen Near Dark, fucking watch Near Dark.
If you can find it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Bill Paxton is awesome in that movie, though.
Yeah, he's rocks in that movie.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for Near Dark, maybe?
Potentially. I've been thinking about a vampire theme month.
Yeah.
So
that'd be one to throw in for that, for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, and I'm a big vampire movie guy, as you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, in the meantime, thank you guys for listening so much. We appreciate you guys every week. Continue to show your support by leaving us a review or comment somewhere and telling your friends about the show.
Yeah. And E.T. has made a glorious return to handling our social media. So if you've been enjoying what they've been posting over the last few weeks, please show that content some love. Give us likes on our Instagram reels and our TikToks and stuff. That helps a lot with driving not just engagement on social media, but bringing new listeners to the show. So definitely, share all that stuff and show it some love. Because ET works really hard on it, and we love what they do.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys. We hope you had a great October with us, because we sure did.
Yeah.
And until next time,
Happy Halloween, dipshits!
Happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horror-thon.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Greatest Movie Ever Made. Please remember to leave us a rating and a review, and to subscribe to the show wherever you listen. We appreciate you supporting the show and spreading the word. Tell your friends to listen, tell your enemies to listen, tell your mom to listen. If your neighbor has an unsecured Bluetooth speaker, connect to it and play an episode. You can follow us on social media at TGMEM_podcast. And if you've got a movie that you want us to talk about, send us an email at thegreatestmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Okay, that's all for now. We hope you beautiful people all come back next week for another episode.